Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ambitious Cruise video. In this video I'm going to be going through the new treasure map Sugo-Fest for treasure map versus Who's Who. So the Sugo-Fest starts on the 9th of December at 1900 PST with part 1, and then part 2 comes out on the 10th and part 3 on the 11th. So we don't know the full legend list yet, but on part 1 we have treasure map legend Hyena and Bonclay. Part 2 we have Kikunojo and Izo as well as Koala, and then on part 3 we have treasure map legend Blackbeard as well as Smoker. So all of them are pretty decent. You can decide which part to pull on depending on which ones you're missing. But for me, part 1 is the best. And the steps are the exact same as every other treasure map Sugo-Fest. The first is a discount, always nice to see. The second step is fodder, we don't care about that. But the third step is a recommended character. So any one of these units on the main banner you can see here. So you're guaranteed one of the new boosters or one of the other 2 treasure map legends on the banner. So this Sugo-Fest debuts a new treasure map legend, so back-to-back treasure map legends. It's quite interesting. I don't know if they're gonna have treasure map legends every month, but it's kind of stupid that we're having this many. But either way, we have treasure map legend Jinbe here, and he's a interesting character, not too amazing, but he's still pretty decent. He's a sci-fi powers character, and his potential abilities are pretty generic. His slot bind isn't full slot bind removal, so that's pretty mid. He has Enrage as well as Ship Bind, which makes sense for the character. And his captain ability Peak of Rage is pretty nice, giving Sci-Fighter and Powers 5.4x attack, 1.4x HP, and reducing damage taken by 10%. So he's very tanky and pretty strong, boosting 1 type and 2 classes as usual. And if you don't have full HP, he's a 5x otherwise, which is still very strong. And he has this very unique damage nullification effect that it's very weird how it works. It's not a normal damage nullification. It lasts until you take damage, so it's not turn based. It's dependent on when you take damage. So you get 1 turn of it at the start of the quest, and whenever you take damage it removes it. So this stacks. If you have 2 Jinbe'S, it's 2 turns of the damage nullification. So if you think about this in the same way that hunger debuff works, it's not turn based. It depends on another thing happening in the quest. For hunger it's consuming recovery or similar orbs, but for this effect it's when you take damage. So it's not turn based, and it's pretty decent, but it's not going to be required. It's basically just another way to avoid a death hit. So a pretty generic captain effect, very unique effect though, and I'm interested to see how people are going to use this in content. But he's special maxing out at 13 turns, Secret Art Demon Breakfast. So this is a very high cooldown for a special. So this is after Limit Break expansion. So before expansion, which is for most people, he's going to be a 14 turn cooldown, which is very high. And what he does is he's going to remove all the enemy's damage reduction. So that's very unique. It's similar to how the Raid Jinbe works, where he removes all turns of threshold, but this unit removes all turns of damage reduction. So interesting effect. There's probably going to be a ton of turns of it in the treasure map upcoming. And then he's also going to deal 120 times his attack and damage to all enemies. So very nice to see another treasure map legend that wave clears. And then he's also going to give you a chain boundary effect of 3.0x if your HP is full, and if your HP is not full, you still get a 2.5x chain boundary effect. So nice to see another side chain boundary effect unit. So this character is definitely going to see play in Super Boss Kizuna. And then if your crew has a chain lock multiplier status when your special is launched, he's going to boost your Sci-Fighter and Powers characters' attacks by 2.5x for a turn. So I'm glad to see that he's a type booster and not a orb booster or color affinity booster. Makes him a lot more valuable. So if you're running double Jinbe, you get an attack boost and a chain boundary effect. So a very decent special. He has wave clear and he's a treasure map legend, so he will be seeing play every single treasure map if you do have him. But his special is nothing that you can't replace, because there is another chain boundary unit for Sai, which is the treasure map area recruit Sanji. Well, not treasure map area recruit, but it's the Sai Sanji that came with the Super Tandem Luffy. No, that's a different character, but anyways, it's a Sai Sanji that gives chain boundary. This character is just a better version of him. So he's definitely not irreplaceable, but he's a very nice special, very strong, and it's always nice to see some wave clear. So since he's a treasure map legend, he's going to be boosted every single treasure map with cooldown. So this is a special you can use every single treasure map. You will always have him ready. And then he also has the super class that will activate if you have one of these Troites on your crew. So a very easy condition. So I'm happy that he's very easy to proc his super class. And also the fact that he's super class and not super type makes him a lot less generic. He is a fighter super class unit, so that's awesome. and then he's going to reduce all enemies threshold by 3 turns. So if you have double Jinbei, that's 6 turns, and he's going to heal 20% of the crew's maximum HP. So pretty nice healing there, pretty random amount though. And he's going to change your type orbs into matching and give you a 50% damage reduction, as well as changing fighter units into super fighter, of course. So this is a very interesting super class. The only thing I really care about here is the threshold. It's very good at removing 6 turns if you have double Jinbei. But the healing is pretty irrelevant, and the damage reduction is kind of stupid since you already have the damage nullification. So it's just an unnecessary amount of damage reduction in this unit. And I absolutely hate the fact that he only changes type orbs into matching. I don't understand why he just didn't give a full board of matching orbs, because that means tandem and recovery won't change the matching. And a lot of legends make tandem matching, but they don't make recovery matching. So there's a good chance you're going to have a recovery orb that is not counted as matching, and it's just stupid that he doesn't change everything into matching, considering he doesn't change block. So, very interesting unit. His super class is pretty underwhelming besides the threshold removal. His special is decent, so definitely usable and pretty strong, but can be replaced. And then his captain ability is also just pretty generic overall. So he does have potential, but as I said before, he's not amazing. He will be irreplaceable in content, so he's definitely a skippable legend. And his crewmates are also pretty bad. Oh, that voice crack. One of them is going to say that he makes him his own type orbs matching, so pretty useless. And the other one is going to give some base HP to your side characters. So very iffy crewmate abilities, nothing amazing that's going to help you in content. And his support ability that attaches to all these straw hats is going to give you a 3% damage reduction across the board and a 15% base HP boost. So a very generic support effect. He doesn't give an attack boost, so probably not going to be used in most content. So overall, just a very average treasure map legend. In terms of his PvP abilities, he's mainly power based. I'm not too amazing in PvP, so I'm not going to judge this unit based on how good he is, but he's probably going to see some use on power teams. But let's get into the treasure map rare recruits. So these are very good treasure map rare recruits. I think they're actually more interesting than the treasure map legend himself. So the first one is Baby Graham's Chopper. So very interesting unit. His captain ability is obviously trash, but his crewmate abilities are interesting. So he reduces rewind by 2 turns. So that obviously works well with his special. And the other one is his very interesting crewmate ability that heals 300 HP at the end of the turn. So this works sort of similar as to the waifu legends, where they healed 1000 HP every single turn. So this is just a small weaker version of it, but it's always nice to have that teeny bit of healing. So in terms of crewmate abilities, he's awesome. His potential abilities, he has hunger, so that's awesome to have, and a recovery binder removal. And then his special maxing out at 12 turns, so very nice cooldown. And he's going to reduce the crew's special charge by 1 turn, so that's awesome, making your team a bit faster or helping you get around some special rewind. And then he's going to reduce all enemies' defense up by 5 turns, and reduce our paralysis and attack down by 5 turns. So that's a very unique debuff removal that this character has. I don't think there's any units in the game that removes a combination of defense up, paralysis, and attack down. So it's a very unique debuff removal in this character. And if your HP is full when your special is launched, he's going to give you a 1.0 chain boost. So a pretty nice chain boost. Chain boost is one of the weaker buffs in the game, but it's still pretty nice to have. And if your HP isn't full, you still get a 30% HP heal. So overall, this unit lacks a bit offensively. That chain boost is nice, but it's not going to be that amazing. But the debuff removal is amazing on this character, and that special charge that he gives is also really nice. And the fact that he's such a low cooldown unit is awesome. And he has a pretty nice support ability attaching to size-durable characters, and it's going to give you a 0.4 chain boost and 2000 healing if your character activates an attack or boost. So generically pretty decent support effect, giving you a nice chain boost. The healing isn't too important, but it's just nice to have that small chain boost. So not an amazing support effect, but it's definitely usable, definitely better than JINBE'S. But this unit is very nice. I hope I pull him. Definitely going to be useful in certain scenarios where you need to remove a combination of defense up, paralysis, and attack down. So let's move on to the other treasure map recruit, which is Sanji. So this unit is very unique. His captain ability obviously trash, and then his special unstoppable bandages is very low cooldown at 11 turns, so very awesome. I love that the Chopper and the Sanji have very low cooldown, and he's going to deal some single target damage. Unfortunately not wave clear, so he's not usable to Wavefleet enemies on stage 1 or 2 of a quest. And he's going to reduce the crew's special bind by 5 turns. Awesome. It's always nice to see special bind removers. And if your HP is full at this when the special is launched, he gives the side characters a 2x slot effect boost and a color affinity boost. And then if you have a unit that's binded on your crew, he's going to also give you a 2x attack boost to your side units. So basically, if one of your units is binded and you have a full HP, if your HP bar is full, you haven't taken any damage, he's going to give you an attack boost, or boost, and color affinity, as well as special bind removal. So pretty easy conditions, and he gives so much to the crew. Awesome utility and a lot of buffs to your crew. And the fact that he's a damage dealer means that he probably has access to more support characters. So, and obviously he's a Sanji unit, so that means he's going to have a lot of support characters. And just a very good special generically. I think you'll see a lot of play in the future, especially on mono side teams, just to deal with an entire stage by himself. He obviously has hunger as well, same as Chopper, so that's always nice to have. His crew abilities is going to reduce special bind by 5 turns, making him awesome, working well with his special. And then his other criminal ability is going to give you base stats for your side characters, so obviously pretty nice. And then his support ability is also similar to Chopper, attaching to side fighters instead of side cerebral this time. And he's going to give you a psi or boost of 1.75x if you have a bind or paralysis debuff. So very easy to activate and a pretty nice effect to have for your side characters. So I definitely see this having play in content, but I doubt it'll be required. So just a nice portability in general. So I like this treasure map batch. It's very nice. Besides Jinbei, I think the treasure map recruits will see playing content in the future definitely. Both of them have pretty nice support abilities. Nothing too crazy though. The specials are really good, and the criminal abilities. The Jinbei is nice. He will see play in the future, but nothing amazing. He's very skippable. So overall, I'd say this treasure map is pretty skippable. I don't think they'll be super required or hard to replace in the treasure map, but we'll just see how the debuffs are when the treasure map info comes out. But that's gonna be it for this video. I will be doing 3 multis on part 1 when the Sugo-Fest does come out. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.